Hey everybody, good evening. This is your girl Ameera Tevlin. I am conducting another video regarding my 7 tips for surviving the Oregon winter weather throughout December through like January. Um, my first tip is number one, always have chains on you. It's very, very important to always have chains um, in either inside like the back seat of your car or like the back, like inside your trunk. Um, have chains and also have a car that is all-wheel drive, which means four, four sides of your car, or what am I trying to say? Have a car that is all-wheel drive, which means four, I don't know what I'm saying, like four-wheel drive. That's what I'm trying to say. All-wheel drive is four-wheel drive, not just your 2 front tires. I have a 2-wheel drive car and it's not equipped for the snow in Oregon. I just have a regular Toyota Camry. It's not like a 4Runner or an SUV. It's just a regular economy car that gets me from point A to point B. But it's really important to have that, especially in the rain, because here it rains a lot, like pretty much every single day. I've been here since December 1st, and it's now March 2nd, and it has rained literally every day. I probably have only seen like 4 days of sun. You know, I mean, it just rains a lot here. That's why it's so green and there's so many trees and whatnot. But yeah, so you can get your chains at, I think it's called Les Schwab. Les Schwab, uh, any tire company that sells tires, have tires that are equipped for the snow. Also, in addition to having chains for the snow. So have have tires that are equipped for the snow. That's very important. On top of chains. Number 3 is always carry a snow scraper for the snow. Like for your windows, like side windows and front and back, always have a scraper. You never know. Because here when it rains also there's ice. So when it rains there's ice too. So be very careful. Number 4. Oh, I already mentioned that. Number 5. This is what I highly recommend for a lot of people. Even this is not just like for the snow. Like if someone were to rear-end you or hit you, and there's like a hit and run, or someone were to hit you and lie about the fact that they hit you, I always recommend this. Have a webcam in the front and back of your car, like on the inside. Kind of like a webcam. You know how you have a webcam for your computer or laptop? My mentor has, I just learned this the other day. My mentor has a webcam, like a small webcam that's plugged in on his front window, like his rear view mirror, and so the front and the back side of his car, and it runs for 8 hours. So like let's say if you're not in your car and you leave it on running for 8 hours, if nothing happens, it'll automatically erase and it'll start all over again. So let's say if you're not in your car, like let's say you're parked, at, for example, like Trader Joe's or whatever, or you're at the gym and someone hits your car, like legitimately like hit and run, and you see that it leaves their license plate number and the kind of car that they drive. So this is not just for the snow, this is for anything, but I highly recommend it for like in general. Because people are, shitty, and there are a lot of hit and runs that do occur, so I suggest you get that no matter what. Number 6, make sure you have a really good auto insurance. I have Geico. I love Geico. I used to have AAA, but I used to have AAA for like, I don't know, for like 8 years, and I don't know what happened recently, but they've just started to decline. I used to really love them. I don't know what happened. I don't know if they hired new people or their policies changed. I don't know what it is, but they I got my, here's an example. I got my car was stuck in the snow and I had to get it towed out of the snow and they wouldn't tow it, like pull it out of the snow, um because it was they had the AAA had some sort of like a new policy where they don't do instant service. And it was like at 2 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, what do you mean you don't do instant service? Like, I pay you, a membership annually, and then I pay you, for my auto insurance every month. What do you mean you don't have instant service? What kind of shitty service is this? And I was stuck and I had to pay out of pocket for a tow truck guy $75, which is not that bad, but still, it's the principle. So I switched to Geico, and I love Geico. They treat me really well, and they were able to get me out of the snow, and I got reimbursed. But one thing you have to remember is they have their policies. So if you're any more than, with Geico, remember this: if you're any more than, if you're outside of 30 feet, like let's say if you're stuck, like if your car slides and gets into the snow off the road, if you're more than 30 feet from the road, they won't reimburse you. So it has to be within 30 feet. Remember that, okay? Anywhere you're at. You have to be within 30 feet in order for them to reimburse you. That's how I learned. But I got reimbursed, but I just wanted to let you know that. So Geico's really good. And make sure you have auto insurance and renter's insurance. I have renter's insurance for my apartment, and I have renter's insurance for my car. So let's say your laptop is in there, and you have anything that's valuable, they'll cover it, and they'll cover and reimburse you. So have auto and renter's insurance, okay? If you don't like the renter's insurance on your current insurance, whichever insurance you have, I highly suggest getting Geico's there because they're very good. What else? Number 7 is my last tip. Carry a first aid kit at all times and a spare tire. I know a lot of us have spare tires in our back, like in the back of our trunk, like underneath the, what do you call it? I guess it's called a mat or something. There's a word for it. I don't know what the word is, but I think you get what I'm saying. If you don't have a spare, tell the tow truck guy to take you to the nearest tire company that will get you a spare. Do not get anything other than a Toyo, Toyo. Toyo's good. Michelin, and they're expensive, but they're good. Okay, if you want like a regular tire that's like less than $100, don't waste your time. Okay, if you're gonna get a tire, you need to get something that's reliable, okay? Because I learned. Get Toyo, Michelin, Goodwrench, like the really good ones that are popular but they're expensive. But Toyo's good. Toyo's it's like an average, but it's still good. So yeah, have a first aid kit no matter what. In general, I mean, which is common sense, whether it's in Oregon or not. But have a first aid kit, and yeah. So that's what I recommend. Those are my 7 tips for surviving Oregon during the winter time. And yeah, so that's it for now. Thank you guys. If you like my videos, please subscribe to the link below. This is your girl, Ameera Nasser Tevlin. Have a good night.